couldn't make a get on the end of it. And what a great finish it is. What a big volley, isn't it? Right, so well. What an excellent finish.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Lad for Set Play Gaming. This is the FIFA 23 West Brom career mode. It is the Road to Glory with Aidy Boothroyd, Season 5, Episode 106. This episode should have been out yesterday, I do apologise. I was sick. I had some kind of strep issue going on. My throat was tight, I had a headache, I had high temperature. So I took a day off, recovered, I had some nice honey lemon tea, and I'm back tonight recording. So we're going to kick off things with today's episode. Everton away is the first game, and then we're going to jump into December's schedule. We have AFC Bournemouth hosting them at home on the Wednesday night, and then on Sunday the 6th, we play Leicester City away at the King Power Stadium. Those are the three matches we have coming up for you. As always, if you're enjoying this, please consider subscribing to help support me on the channel. Let's get on with today's matches and see how we get on. Alright, so today's game we begin at Goodison Park. We're taking on Everton in the Premier League. Torrential rain is the forecast, and more points up for grabs for Aidy Boothroyd and the Baggies. This is the lineup we're going with. In goal, Josh Griffiths gets his second start in consecutive games. Sinkgraven and Sharp. And then you've got a combination in the back line there. We've got Sepp Vandenberg, Isaac Hayden and Jonathan Panzo. O'Reilly, Neil, Grant and Diangana in midfield. And Iheanacho up front. In the opening 2 minutes, you'll see Isaac completely wrong foots the defender. And Griffiths coming across to make a fantastic stop. You'll see the replay there. Is it Sinkgraven who's actually... I don't know where the centre-back was, but he wasn't where he should have been, Jonathan Panzo.
Too soon. Wasn't the best of passes finally.
And then 16 minutes in, you see a nice build-up here into Iheanacho, and then takes on Branthwaite. He's one-on-one, cuts inside and then steps back on the outside. Unfortunately for him, he's actually not on the right side. He ends up hitting it with his left, and it was a bit awkward in the end. An easy save for the goalkeeper. Great tackle there by Sinkgraven, but he is out of position. He's come all the way across there to make that tackle. This is 25 minutes in. Michaelenko and then Isaac into Barco. And Barco with a great chance. You could see what he was trying to do. Open his body up and try and curl it into the corner. He ends up missing. 4 minutes later, you'll see Hayden. He kind of hesitates on the ball here, the veteran midfielder. And he gets caught by Barco. And then Barco, all he has to do is slip Isaac in. But Sepp Vandenberg comes across and covers for the mistake. Good defensive work by him. He continues to impress us. And then a through ball here is Diangana. This is just before half-time. Iheanacho then plays it back into Diangana, who continues his run. And he just side-foots it past the goalkeeper and says thank you very much. And what a time to score, a crucial time to score. And Grady Diangana continues to be what I would say a standout star player for us. Now there are better players actually. Shortire's rated 80 and O'Reilly's rated 80. But as we've seen before in career mode, it isn't just about their overall rating, it's what they do in the games. And we always like to focus on that. If you watch the earlier Stevenage, you remember Jake Reeves. He was one of the lower rated midfielders, but he actually got through a ton of work in midfield. And also ended up, contributing as well at the other end. 52 minutes. A chance for Iheanacho there, but a good save. And then we'll see an attack by Everton. Mazrati into Isaac. And then Mazrati finds Barco. Barco into the box. And Isaac steps up Evander. And Evander had continued his run from midfield. He wasn't picked up by anybody. Either by Neil or by O'Reilly. You can see them both there. None of them have tracked him into the box. And I guess Boothroyd's saying, what kind of defending is that? That was really bad defending. And Evander starts to roam into midfield, and you can see I'm actually pulling Neil back. Isaac with a speculative effort with 24 minutes left from the game. Just before Vandenberg can get across and get a tackle in. Goes to the long shot. wasn't really that far off. Lampard on the sidelines getting anxious. And then a through ball here to Campbell. Great chance. And this time he hits it with his left. He should be hitting that with his right foot. I don't know why he's hitting it with his left. I could understand if it was Iheanacho because he's left-footed. And then 4 minutes left. Chance here. Barco, you'll see, intercepted. And then as Vandenberg gets caught, the ball caught under his feet. Barco goes for the top corner but ends up putting it well over. I think there you have to cut across the goalkeeper and go for the other corner, not near post like that. Because you're lifting under the ball, you always risk putting it over. 93 minutes, I guess. 91 minutes left. And then Neil into the box. Dan Neil, it's the second consecutive game. If you were watching last episode, he was put through on goal, had a similar opportunity and the same result. This is not his forte, finishing like that. He's just not able to do it. So we finished this game 1-1. All in reflection, I think that's a fair result. We did enough defending and we scored. So happy to collect the point. A little bit of conflict of interest here. The board of directors has contacted Aidy Boothroyd with the chance of taking on the job at Leicester City. Obviously, we've only just really arrived at West Brom, so it's not something that we're interested in right now. But obviously, interesting that the game would pick up on his success at Stevenage and West Brom. On to the next game. Alright, here we go, game 2. And we're back at home at the Hawthorns hosting AFC Bournemouth in what should be a relegation 6-pointer, considering they have the same objectives as us. This is the lineup that we're going with today. Griffiths stays in goal, the back 5, Furlong, Mepham, Hayden, Panzo and Siggraven. Midfield, Shortire, O'Reilly, Neil and Diangana. And your man up front is Michy Batshuayi. We have to cherry pick which games he plays in, and I think he's going to do well against these guys today. Opening few minutes, you'll see great interception, and then Hayden's ball out to Diangana. 25 minutes in, he's up against Hill, and he's going to cut inside, spots the run, and Batshuayi brings us under control. First touch, bang! And it goes past Baxter, it flies past him. He's saying, where is the defence? Why aren't you marking him? And we're going to do the big man walk. It's going to be a shame to lose him at the end of the season to retirement, but it is what it is. There's enough players out there that we can rebuild the side, but he's definitely been an impact. And then 4 minutes later, you'll see Bamford sets up Mariah Welsh into the box. At first I thought it was Colley running from deep, but Nathan Mariah Welsh didn't really catch that how he would like. And then on 35 minutes after some pressure, Mepham with a poor pass, and there's nobody in the middle, and Jayden Anthony runs through and smashes it past Griffiths for 1-1. A poor mistake that by Mepham, and certainly you don't expect it of the veteran players. He should not be passing it square like that with nobody in position to receive the pass. And then on the stroke of half time, you'll see good interception initially by Sepp Vandenberg. Then he's caught on the ball, and it's Patrick Bamford's low shot. He's looking for that instinctive shot. You'll see it here. He's closed down very quickly. He just doesn't get it in the corner enough, does he? But Griffiths gets down and pushes that away. And the score stays at 1-1 at half time. We don't want to be dropping points to these guys. Even if we win 2-1, that will be enough for us, as long as we get the 3 points. These are the games that we must have 3 points in. And then Neil on 63 minutes plays it through. Shortire knocks it past the defender, Colley, and then he just dinks this ever so slightly. Baxter gets a leg to it, but it's not strong enough to keep it out. And Shortire, I think this might be his first goal of the season, and we are in December. So, not having a great season, Shortire, compared to last season. But that's a really nice composed finish. Yeah, it just comes off the tip of his foot and goes in the side netting. A nice finish from Shortire. Hopefully that gives him the confidence to go on and contribute in more goals and assists. And then on 75 minutes, second half, Kilkenny is wide, intercepted by Panzo, and then hoofed clear. It's intercepted again, and it is Anthony into Bamford, and then Bamford back to Brooks, picks out Mariah Welsh, and he ends up putting that wide. He has to be putting that in. 87 minutes.
Options in the centre.
Neil is up against Coley, who looks spent at this point. And then Neil's going to play it in. Shortire drifts into the box, and then he stands it up at the back post. And who's there? Isaac Hayden. His first goal for the club. I'm going to welcome that because this guy works hard for the team. He is a veteran player who we signed with a teamwork ethic. And he got forward there and got his deserves. I don't think this is going to be something we're going to see a whole lot of. So it's a big deal for him to score a goal for us.
Just look at the quality of the cross. It's inch perfect. And then what a great finish as well.
Edge of the 6-yard box. We used to have Luke Norris do that kind of stuff. Just arrive and then basically bundle the defender. It's actually Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He out jumps there. And it's a great header down into the corner. Makes it 3-1. And that is pretty much game over. 90th minute, here come Bournemouth again. They want to make more of a game of it. Great block by Vandenberg. And then another interception by Vandenberg, and he clears it. Other than once or twice when he gets caught in possession with like you'll see here actually, it's a poor pass by Furlong. He tries to chip this up. It's intercepted. Here comes Anthony. Here comes Guay. And then across comes Sepp Vandenberg. Cool and calm, intercepts it. We've seen examples of Sepp Vandenberg stepping up and claiming responsibility for that back line. He's a fantastic defender. We get 3 points here against Bournemouth. On to the final game. On to the third and final game as we take on Leicester City at the King Power Stadium. This is another match where, whilst we're not expected to win, we certainly don't want to get thrashed. Leicester have a pretty decent team. Kepa in goal, Mikkel Brensis, Bremer, Soyuncu, Garcia, and Didi in the holding position. Then Chukwueze, Harvey Elliott, Guendouzi, and Otavio, and Henrique Araujo up top. So they do have some good players, but my point is we should look to try and get at least a point from this if we can. So we've got Bailey Peacock Farrell returning in goal, Furlong, Vandenberg, Yakushlu Panzo, and Sint-Graven. Midfield, Rashica, Neil Hayden, and Iheanacho up top with Diangana on the left wing. Neil making his third successive start. He's really started to come into the lineup a lot recently. You see for the opening 3 minutes it comes to Harvey Elliott. He takes a bang, and Bailey Peacock Farrell showing his athleticism. Brendan Rodgers applauding that effort. You could see there the dip on it. It was actually going to probably go in. So a good intervention, a good save by the goalkeeper. And then from the corner they're going to work this over. Chukwueze intercepted, and then Sint-Graven I think gets caught on the ball and he doesn't make a full clearance. Actually sits up nicely for Ndidi, and his volley is tipped wide. 35 minutes in now. Leicester with all the chances. Harvey Elliott into Guendouzi, and then Otavio should be trying to find somebody in the area there, but he goes for a selfish effort. I think we knew that that was not going to go in. Side netting. Disappointed in himself. 42 minutes in, and Ndidi into Guendouzi, into Chukwueze, back to Guendouzi, and tipped over the crossbar by Bailey Peacock Farrell. Brendan Rodgers feeling that they are just one step away from taking the lead. They just need a more clear-cut opportunity to fall their way. We are defending very, very well in terms of keeping them to half chances. And then a really good chance for Chukwueze at the near post. It's created for him and he has to finish that. It's a good save, it's a good reaction save by our goalie, but he's right in front of goal there. He just has to slot that in. Brendan Rodgers will be kicking himself at half time. And here we go, 45 minutes. Elliott, he's going to play this across. Otavio pulls it back. Araujo, and this time again denied by Bailey Peacock Farrell in the goal. And it's at half time, it is 0-0 despite Leicester's dominance. Hopefully get a couple of chances ourselves in the second half. Soyuncu intercepts here on 60 minutes. Guendouzi, it's more of the same. Harvey Elliott into Araujo, and he snatches at it. It seems to be a combination today of, in some cases we're restricting them to half chances, but when they do get a good chance they seem to be snatching at it. And Brendan Rodgers knows that those kind of things can come back to bite you Grant sets up Neil, and Neil puts it wide. We've seen this 3 times now. He's not a finisher. I think the original idea was have him sort of like a Roy Keane defensive midfielder who gets forward every now and then and does a bit of box-to-box. But I just don't think the guy can finish at all. And then Ritsu Doan on 18-9 minutes accelerates past Panzo into the box. Garcia into Mikkel Brancis, and his header is going in. His header is definitely going in, and look at this from Bailey Peacock-Farrell. This should be a certain goal. And what a save. He gets across, makes a fantastic save. I know Griffiths had been playing in the 3rd consecutive match, the last match, so it's good to see him back in this kind of form. And then on 93 minutes, Diangana to Grant. This is the sucker punch, but the lift up into Campbell, and it's an interception by Ndidi. Leicester are able to get this ball away, and unfortunately we couldn't capitalise with a sucker punch at the end. We end the game 0-0 here at the King Power Stadium. I think that's a point gained, considering how many chances Leicester have. As always, let me know what you think in the comments below. Alright, so let's have a quick look at the league table here. The Premier League, 15 games in, the first week of December. West Ham are leading the league, a point clear of Liverpool. Manchester City in 3rd and 4th. Arsenal in 5th. Spurs just outside those European places, with Wolves and Fulham chasing. You can see there is quite a packed table at the top already. And then dropping into mid-table, Chelsea are 9th, Everton 10th. Nottingham Forest 11th, they're doing pretty well. Brentford 12th, we are 13th, that's a healthy position for us, and right now we are not on a plus or minus. 14 goals scored, 14 conceded. Just below us, Crystal Palace, Leicester and Leeds United in 16th. We drop a little bit further down here, and you can see Aston Villa just outside the relegation places. They're on minus 12. And then in the bottom 3, Newcastle United with just 2 wins, AFC Bournemouth and Norwich. It is looking good for us so far. That is it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you did, please consider subscribing to help me on the channel. I'll be back in 2 days, hopefully, with episode 107. We're playing Crystal Palace, Leeds United and Newcastle, and they are all relegation teams. Hopefully we can pick up some more goals. This is our lad for Set Play Gaming.